So this show theoretically was about the Twitter rebrand, but it took us a while to get there. So if you want to jump ahead 3 or 4 minutes, we understand. Otherwise, enjoy the conversation that we had about, what did we start with? What was it?
Smoking. Vaping and cigarette smoking.
Right. Yeah. Active. Super fun conversation. Enjoy the show.
Cole Sprouse. I saw it.
You gave me the thumbs up.
I know, I did. I gave you the thumbs up. Okay. I was going to say, okay, you can put this in, right? But I was watching a YouTube. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. I watched a YouTube commentary on a guy who stars in Riverdale, and apparently he's been in a lot of podcasts lately, and he is very, very pretentious. And he was in one. There's a podcast called Call Daddy or something like this. Yeah. It's all about sex and stuff. And anyway, he was on there, and he was sitting in this like white chair with a white shirt, was sort of unbuttoned. He doesn't have any chest hair or anything. And he smoked like 4 cigarettes throughout the whole recording. Okay. And it's like, oh, do you mind if I have a cigarette? And uses it as a sort of prop to kind of like look cool and I'm an actor. He's in fucking Riverdale, man. Like, so, when he was talking about, and I watched that recently, and I'm thinking, do I look like that when I vape on?
No, because you take a hit and you throw the vape away. It's not like like when you smoke a cigarette, right? You've got like 3 types of smokers. You've got people who just smoke. They smoke to smoke. That's where it ends. Then you've got the people who don't really know how to smoke, but they want to. They look like awkward. They don't really know what to do with the cigarette. Then you've got the smokers who smoke to look like they're smoking. These are the people who have tried to perfect the way you hold a cigarette, the way you take a hit, how you kind of pop it out after.
Poses.
Poses.
So is this like, when I watch shows that have military, like gun handling, military action, military uniforms, I pick it apart because I'm a former Marine and I see like, oh, that uniform's not right. Is this how you see people smoking in movies, John? You're like, oh, that guy's not.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
100%. There's 2 types as well. There's people who sort of put the smoke in their mouth and then blow it out, and you can tell that they haven't.
Every time.
Oh, sure.
Literally, ask my wife every single time. I'll be like, "That's not how you hit a cigarette. That's a fake hit." Like, why are we?
That's how they always do weed on when they're doing weed in movies. It's always like
it's that. Like they don't actually. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just.
Sorry, I just gotta get something out. It's almost as bad as empty coffee cups and empty suitcases. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that drives me up the wall. They've got a coffee cup that's meant to be full of coffee, and they're just waving it around as if there's nothing in it. And oh god.
Now let me say this: when there's an actor,
going in the episode, I really talking about
truly not so critical update.
When there is an actor who takes a real hit of a cigarette, it almost gets me to want to go buy a pack. That's how hard I'm still like. It still clings to me. It's like when you can tell that they're smoking, like, and they fucking smoke like a cigarette smoker. Man, that shit triggers me in a good way, but also in a bad.
What was the actual story?
What are we even talking about?
Well, I would feel worse about the off-topic nature of that conversation if the actual topic were more substantive.
Oh, God.
So I think I will leave it in, because then at least it'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
So we totally missed the boat on the rebranding exercise that Elon Musk has been going through with his little toy company that he bought. So this is not breaking news. However, I find it amusing, all the articles coming out about just the depth of ways in which he has blundered this. Because the announcement kind of came out of nowhere. All of a sudden one day he's like, oh, guess what? We're doing this. And then they're changing shit.
And things switch back and forth as well. Like, if you go to twitter.com, it was redirecting to x.com, and now it's on twitter.com again.
Oh, by the time I checked, it was X redirecting to Twitter.
Okay, so X
you can go to x.com and it will redirect you to Twitter.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen the redirect. I have, however, seen that the loading screen now has an X instead of a bird. I've also seen talks that they're changing the retweet to repost.
I didn't know about that. I think the idea, by the way, I think this isn't something that we've discussed on Discord. We've done a lot of mocking on Discord, but we haven't.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, by the way, we haven't mentioned yet that about how much we love our subscribers.
It's true.
If you haven't subscribed to this podcast that you're listening to right now, please do. We would appreciate it so much. We are a little channel, and we're trying to make it big, and we need your help.
A little channel with big dreams.
Yeah. And to all our existing subscribers, we love you so much. Do right? Anyway,
we do.
So yeah, I think the idea is that he wants to make a mega app. He wants to make a sort of app that does everything: payments and images and videos and everything. Right? Okay. That's why he's doing the X rebrand. And I think also it's kind of in reaction to Threads being released. And it's having 100 million users in a weekend. So
wow,
everything's just so shoddy though. There's so many unexpected problems.
Yeah, most of which you stick with it.
It feels like Meta changing their name to Meta. Basically,
yeah.
It feels like
but way worse actually. Yeah, because at least Mark had the foresight to go through the hoops that you have to when you do a rebranding, right?
Well, some of them.
You really announce it far ahead of time. You slowly trickle it out as you reach major milestones of this rebranding. This is not what
there were definitely some stumbles in Meta's. Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Meta did a good job. I'm saying that Meta did a better job.
Okay. It sounded like you were praising Mark.
Like
there.
marginally better.
Okay.
That felt very
whoa. First off, if I had to pick between fucking Elon Musk,
God.
and Mark Droid Zuckerberg, I know who I'm picking. Okay, there is zero doubt.
Don't say that. Bleep that, please. I don't know.
At least Mark bought VR stuff. Like, at least Mark is doing like cool things, sort of. Elon is like, I'm gonna name my company X. I'm gonna rip my company sign off without getting proper permits, and then I'm gonna put a new sign up without proper permits. It's like, what? Oh my god! And then was it Indonesia? Where was?
So I'll do a quick rundown
and also
here.
This. Okay, go ahead.
They commandeered the @X username from somebody who had already had it, and I think I mentioned last time that I canceled my Twitter account, and my regret was that I gave up the handle that now somebody else has and is connected to my old tweets. The same thing happened here. Nobody could have seen it coming apparently, so I don't feel bad. You know, Zuckerberg or Musk made the same mistake. Facebook and Microsoft both own trademarks around
X.
Apple rejected the new name from Twitter iOS app because it violates their character length rules, and like these are pretty big deal. Triggers Microsoft Edge security alert, gets banned for under Indonesian porn laws, and causes some zoning problems when they fail to get permits to change the sign on their building. All things that could be, I don't know, looked into before you do that.
I saw one other beautiful thing, which was that when they try to update the icon on Microsoft for the App Store, you get a warning that says app is trying to change its icon. Is this still the same app? Or uninstall it if you're not sure. Like,
oh my god,
suspicious activity. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's definitely a stupid way to go about this. Like, even if you want to roll it into a bigger company that's that has the financial services that you talked about, like, is that stuff ready to launch? First of all, like, roll it under a bigger umbrella. Don't just
all a face. This is all a face, right? Like, and a farce in a way, because I just don't see how anyone would want to use anything coming out of this. Like, everything is going to be subpar. Everything is going to suck. None of it's going to work well. Like, the way we've seen in the past year or so since Musk took over, everything has gone downhill for Twitter. All functionality, all
so
reliability.
I was watching a really interesting podcast by a guy recently who was not a podcast, like a commentary on the threads coming out actually. And one of the things he said about Twitter was quite I don't know. It was like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. He said that Musk was unhappy about threads being launched, which is funny because Twitter is exactly what he wanted now. Like he has like changed Twitter to be exactly everything that he wanted. Like he's got what he wanted, but he's still not happy. I thought that was exactly right. Like, so it's more open now. He's got rid of all the dead weight. He's getting to rebrand it. He can ban who he likes. It's what do you call it? There's no censorship, except there is censorship, of course. And yeah, I don't know. It just feels like
Musk,
like you said,
I feel like Musk was sitting around saying, "Okay, I bought this company for $44 billion. I fired all my engineers. We've lost 50% of our advertisers. Everybody's pissed off, but it's still worth money. What can I do?
How do I bring it to zero?
To tear it down even more? Okay, the only thing that's worth anything is the Twitter brand name. Let's chop it.
Rip it out. Rip it out."
How many people have it's mind-boggling. Tweet is in the dictionary now as a way, like posting a message online, and he wants to take that away from that value in that brand is just incomprehensible.
You know what it is? We actually had this conversation only a week or two ago about buying domain names and then having to pay for them year after year after year, waiting for that big idea to come through.
He's had X.com. He's like, oh, I know I can do it.
He's already had X.com for decades.
Yeah,
he just needed to use it.
He wanted, wasn't it? Do I remember correctly? He wanted to rename PayPal to X.com.
I think it was PayPal's. I think maybe it was the original domain for PayPal.
That's comedy.
Yeah. God, there's just so many things. If anybody's familiar with X.org, I feel like it should have a mention here because X.org was one of these exceptions to. It was one of those domains that was created before they had the minimum 2-letter thing, same with X.com. And X.org is a fundamental part of the X windowing system. And it's the thing that ran on Unix style machines to be able to, like a Windows windowing manager, really, a whole system, really. Which has got some history behind it, and it has an identical logo. It's the other thing. Yeah.
Wait, didn't it used to be called like Zorg, right? Isn't that like a common?
Yeah, it's X.org. X.org.
Yeah, similar.
And the X.org Foundation.
You're right.
It's identical. I mean, I think the
X is basically the same thing. That's so funny.
Thinner,
I mean,
thing is like
it's
split
an
or something. I don't know. But
yeah, but there are many ways you can draw an X. Okay.
Well, that's how this started.
Pillar thick. You can make the right pillar thick.
The first was kind of a tweet from a guy who says, "Self-taught junior designer who spent 2.5 weeks at Twitter rebranding the logo." Like,
Alex Cohen is like super famous. I'm pretty sure he's super famous in the Wall Street Bets community.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He did a couple of follow-up tweets in that thread about follow-up X's, follow-up posts, whatever. In that thread. Now we can't call it thread because of threads now. In that series of X's, it's fucking ridiculous. Oh, and TikTok launching their text one as well. Like, what's going on? Who's going to be posting where? I've got Blue Sky, Mastodon, Twitter, Threads. It's too much. It's too much. Come on, we need a monopoly to step in and just buy everybody.
Twitter was the monopoly.
Yeah, it was.
Musk created room for all this competition.
It is strange actually that I don't know where we're gonna go. It's such a wild time.
Yeah.
what's going to come next week? You know, like there's new things every week. Just
we were all wondering. I remember asking specifically, what's going to be the next big social network to like come along,
right?
You know, that's going to take everybody by storm. It turns out it's going to be exactly the same shit that we've been using. There's no innovation whatsoever. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's actually worse version of Twitter. Like Threads has got 100 million users now, and it has no search, no follow users, no. Oh my god, it's useless.
Well, I don't know if
Twitter
that's
search
true.
is completely broken.
They had 100 million people sign up, but word is they have nowhere near that many active users.
They don't want to do politics. Apparently, they want to keep it like kind of cash. Basically,
why do people go online?
Oh yeah, politics. Just shopping.
Well,
boba.
Yeah, it's everything is related to politics, but whatever. Good luck.